1. The gathering storm. As the harsh Scandinavian winter loosens its grip, a fleet of imposing longships sets sail from their Norse homelands. Viking chiefs, eager for wealth and glory, unite their warriors with promises of rich French plunder and fertile lands. 2. On the River Seine, the slender, dragon-headed vessels glide silently along the River Seine, cloaked by early morning mist. The Viking warriors, alert under their helmets and wielding gleaming axes, prepare for an assault on the unsuspecting city of Paris. 3. The alarm bell tolls. A distant watchtower sends a messenger galloping towards Paris. The church bells begin to toll, echoing over the city, warning citizens of the impending approach of the notorious Norsemen. 4. Inside Paris's walls, Count Odo of Paris, known for his bravery, marshals defenders along the city's fortified walls. The mood is tense among the people, merchants with hastily shuttered shops and peasants fleeing for safety that fill the cobbled streets. 5. The first clash. Vikings, emerging from their ships, charge towards the city gates. Parisian defenders, armed with bows and swords, brace themselves for the violent impact of the Viking assault. 6. The siege commences. Unable to breach the city on the first attempt, the Norsemen lay siege. Tents are pitched and supplies are brought ashore. The invaders plan a prolonged campaign, determined to starve Paris into submission. 7. Religious fervor. Inside Paris, priests and monks gather in candlelit chapels, praying fervently for divine intervention. Paris's spiritual heart beats stronger than ever in the face of overwhelming odds. 8. Skirmishes by the riverbank. As days turn to weeks, small skirmishes erupt along the riverbank. Viking berserkers, driven by battle frenzy, find themselves amidst tactical ambushes laid by Count Odo's men. 9. A diplomatic effort. Contact with Viking chieftain Sigfred is attempted by King Charles the Bald, offering gold for peace. Yet, the gold only fuels greater ambition amongst the Norsemen. 10. Feasts and famine. Within the city, food supplies dwindle. Parisian resilience is tested by the scarcity of rations, while outside the Vikings feasting around their campfires taunt the hungry defenders. 11. The winter chill. Winter descends upon the siege, hardening the ground and men's resolves. The cold hampers the besiegers' efforts, yet it also fortifies the city's defenses, creating a temporary reprieve. 12. Raiding parties. Smaller Viking raiding parties disperse into the countryside, looting and ravaging towns, sowing fear throughout the region and diverting attention from the siege. 13. Ingenious defense. The resourceful inhabitants of Paris deploy rudimentary but effective traps and barricades, thwarting surprise Norwegian attacks through their improvisational ingenuity. 14. Tales of heroism. Parisian defenders, like the youthful Raoul, gain recognition for daring acts and defending strategic points, becoming symbols of hope and resistance. 15. An imposing longship. The Danes bring forth an immense longship, reinforced with iron and carrying a battering ram, an attempt to intimidate and test the city's river defenses. 16. Cracks within the Viking ranks. Veteran warriors begin voicing concerns over the protracted campaign. Disagreements arise over leadership decisions and strategy among the Viking ranks. 17. The siege weariness. Both besieged and besiegers suffer under the relentless strain. Morale wanes as the months drag by, and the initial ferocity of battles fades into weary stalemates. 18. A breach at midnight. Under cover of darkness, the Norsemen attempt to breach the city wall, counting on surprise and stealth. The alert defenders, however, repel their advance with renewed fervor. 19. The Saint's visit. Stories surface of Saint Genevieve's spirit emboldening Parisian hearts during their trials, sowing inspiration and resilience among the beleaguered population. 20. Artifacts of conviction. Viking mystics claim visions of Odin blessing their siege, whilst within Paris, holy relics are brought forth to strengthen the resolve of defenders. 21. Rivalry and leadership. Ambitions flare as different Viking chieftains vie for supremacy. Tensions within their encampment threaten to fracture their coordinated efforts. 22. Tales of a New World. Among the exhausted defenders, tales of exploration, of new worlds and beginnings across distant seas reignite hope for a future beyond this siege. 23. The tense negotiations. As stalemate persists, negotiations reopen. The possibility of compromise or further conflict looms large over both camps. 24. The Great Fire. One moonless night, a devastating fire erupts, consuming sections of the Viking camp. Uncertainty breeds within the disoriented raiders as suspicion falls upon Parisian saboteurs. 25. Vision of the future. Amid the embers of war, a resolution begins to take shape as the potential for alliances and futures not dictated by bloodshed presents a tantalizing vision. 26. Renewed frenzy. Emboldened by desperation, a final Viking assault swarms the Parisian walls. The sky burns with fervor as both camps enter a climactic struggle. 27. Secrets of the Seine. The river, both ally and adversary, influences strategic plays, hidden routes, and treacherous currents shaping the ebb and flow of siege warfare. 28. Whispers of divine intervention. As prayers persist and sacrifices are made, fabled accounts claim celestial manifestations offering hope or fear to both Viking and Parisian alike. 29. The winds of change. A sudden shift in alliance among Viking leaders spurs negotiations into a new phase, with promises of shared wealth and territory bringing unusual partnership. 30. A truce formed. With mutual losses and fatigue, a truce is agreed upon. The Vikings, laden with silver and promises of homage, begin their retreat.